right. Hey, everybody. It's technically Monday, and on Mondays I have Monday meetings. So wanted to kind of continue a little bit of sense of normalcy, I think. I don't know. So I figured I'd... Normalcy. That's what I said. We're going to continue our talk on movement. So I'll kind of wait, see if anybody else jumps on. We'll talk for, 10, 15 minutes. Then I'll get on a tangent and we'll end up talking for 30 minutes about movement. Tonight, I really want to talk about, in this month, this topic tonight is on, I'm looking at my notes, if you should change it up, right? And I'll say this again for other people joining later, but this common thought on training and working out is, I've got to change it up every time I work out. It's got to be different. It's got to be different. I'm not going to make any progress. And it's not really true. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit. So this month this topic of movement, we've talked about what it is, right? We know that it's that deliberate action, right? Trying to actually get some exercise. We've talked about lifting weights versus cardio and which one you should do and why that's not really the right question. You should be doing both of them. Both of them, they both have their benefits. Let me change this lighting a little bit. There you go. I'm trying to get all fancy. We talked about how often, right? How often should you be doing some kind of movement? And ideally, you're doing some kind of movement every day. That can be your choice of movement, okay? You can do some resistance training every day if you want to. You can do, obviously, a little bit of cardiovascular work every day. So that's great. But tonight, on this fourth week of this topic, we're going to talk about, should you change it up? Okay, should you change up your movement during the month, during the week, whatever? And then next week, get excited, because next week I'm going to talk you through programming your own workout. A lot of comments, a lot of positive feedback on the last week in February when we talked about how to set up your nutrition protocol to try to lose weight, if that was your goal. And so if you're interested in that, I suggest go back to that February post. It's here on Facebook. It's also on my YouTube page, which, by the way, if you use YouTube at all, I would love if you went to my YouTube page and hit subscribe. I put a lot of these videos out. I put other videos out, exercise demonstrations. Most of them aren't too long, but that would really help me out if you went over there and subscribed. So do that. But today, let's talk about if you should change it, okay? And if you should change your workout up. So, it's a common theme or a thought process that a lot of fitness people like to throw out on the masses. And it's this thought that you need to change up your workout. You need to keep your body guessing, right? You need to keep your body guessing every time you come in, or every time you come into the gym, or every time you work out or do something like that. And I will just tell you right now, that is not the case. You do not need to do that. And obviously, there's going to be, it's not a yes or no question, but for the most part, most of us, we don't need to change it up. There's going to be some differences in there. But one of the main reasons why you do not want to change your exercise, your training program every time you go in, is it's hard to determine progress, and it's hard to continue to challenge yourself when you're changing it up every single time. And here's what I mean. There are some movements, some workouts that you'll do on one day, and there are some different ones you'll do on the next day. What I'm talking about is, 1 week you're doing maybe let's say a bench press, right? You're doing a bench press, and the next week you come back in to work, and you need an exercise for the chest, and this thought process of, oh, I gotta confuse the muscles, right? I gotta do something else. I gotta stand on a ball with something over my head, balancing act. That's what I'm talking about. You can bench press again, okay? You're not going to, you're not going to hurt your progress. You're probably going to get stronger. You're probably going to make better gains. You're going to progress faster when you keep the exercises similar, okay? You don't need to change them every single time. So you can't judge your progress. You don't know what to change when maybe something stalls. And most people don't understand that you're not going to stall on something until you get maybe 6, 8, 12 weeks in. I've worked with some folks who have not stalled on a particular exercise for almost 6 months. That's rare. But we kept at it on the same type of exercise, and they were continually able to make progress. Okay? Now, there's some things we can do inside of that exercise. Okay? We can change how many reps you're doing. We can change how many sets you're doing. Maybe we change the weight and how you're doing it. But the exercise stays the same. Okay? So let me back up just a little bit, because I want everybody to understand when I'm talking about making gains and making progress, that's why we're in the gym. To make progress, we want to get stronger. We want to get in better shape. We want to strengthen our muscles. Those first couple of weeks when you're performing an exercise or just getting in the gym, you're not necessarily getting stronger, even though maybe the weight's going up or it's getting easier, okay? You're not always getting stronger. A lot of times, the neuromuscular efficiency is getting better. In other words, you're able to do something easier because you're practicing it, okay? So if you were doing maybe push-ups, we'll use push-ups, and after 4 weeks, you could do 2. After 4 weeks, you can do 10. Great form, right? You have seen progress. Well, if you immediately change to another exercise, and then you're trying to determine only after 4 weeks whether you've really gotten stronger or not, that's going to be hard to determine, okay? So open it up for questions a little bit. It's a common topic, but it's got a really short answer. And I don't want to keep harping on the fact that you don't need to change your workout. There's no real such thing as muscle confusion. Or if you are trying to confuse the muscles, you're probably not going to get very strong in the process or get in better shape. So anybody have any questions about that? And if you don't, that's fine. I'll keep talking. Another thing that I've seen, and this is a different topic, but I wanted to bring this up anyway. Another topic that has blown up, especially on Instagram, not on Facebook very much, but on Instagram. There are a lot of fitness celebrities right now that and medical experts, and I'm using that in quotes because they're not really medical experts, who are touting supplements to help you fight this coronavirus. I'm telling you right now that if you feel compelled to buy their supplement, I will send you a Ziploc bag full of air and you can just send me the money, okay? Don't waste your money on stuff like that. I've seen some people pushing some kind of vitamins to help boost your immune system, and it makes me want to punch a hole in the wall. Do not buy anything that's going to fight off the coronavirus, okay? Just don't. You're wasting your money. So there's two big topics that I'll talk about tonight. You don't need to change your workout, and there's no such thing as muscle confusion, or actually there is muscle confusion. It's you're not making progress. And don't waste your money on supplements that promise to help you combat the coronavirus. Save your money. Talk to your actual doctor. It's probably the best thing you can do. And stay home and wash your hands. But hopefully I don't have to tell anybody that. Now I know I got a couple people watching. Who's got questions? We can talk about other stuff too. How terrible my hair looks right now. Let's see. So I know a lot of gyms are closed right now. Also, there's options to work out at home. You could definitely do that. And if you need help, let me know. I've got home workouts. In fact, I did a couple today for a couple of people. Would love to help you, whether you have equipment or not. We can work through that. Man, a couple people, but no questions. People are worried about this virus. You're right.
They ought to be.
They ought to be. It's very serious. And there's a lot of people who are trying to take advantage of it monetarily. My wife's in here too. Here in Chattanooga, there was a guy who bought up, all of the hand sanitizers throughout Tennessee, and was trying to sell them for profit on Amazon, which, I mean, I applaud the capitalism, but come on, man. Amazon shut him down. The state attorney general went and got him, and he ended up donating or having to donate all of them away, which I'm glad. But yeah, there are a lot of people worried about this virus, and they should be. It's a big deal. A lot of people are downplaying it, and I'll be honest, I did too at first. I didn't, before really it got here, I was kind of lukewarm about whether it was as big of a deal as it really is. And obviously these past couple of weeks, I've completely jumped on board. Stay home, wash your hands, stay as healthy as you can, but do not waste your money on supplements that are going to help you combat this thing, because that is just a waste of money. You can spend your money on much better things. Like protein powder, for example.
Bosu balls.
Not Bosu balls. Sit here awkwardly in silence for a little while. So I'll
Did you see who just joined you?
kind of I'll kind of go back and rehash what I was talking about at the beginning. If anybody's just joined, it's weird. I can see some people that join, but some people I can't. It's weird how it does that. But just to reiterate, so next week we're going to talk about how to design a general training program for you. Now, if you are trying to get up on stage, if you're trying to compete, weightlifting, powerlifting, an athletic endeavor, it is not for you. We'll get something better for that. But for the general population, okay, That's what I'm talking about. Next week, we're going to go over that. Nor, actually, I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. I'll check. I'll check here in a minute and make sure I did send it. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought I did and didn't. I'll check on that. Sorry. But that's what we're going to do next week so that you kind of got the tools to know how to properly set something up, right? And again, it's going to be general in nature. There's going to be some tweaking, just like the nutrition talk that I gave, okay? But really, tonight, just get it in your head. You can find something that you really, really like. Hey, Sandy. You can find something that you really, really like and keep doing it. Okay? Sorry, that was weird. My phone kind of messed up there. And keep doing it. You don't have to change every single week. That's kind of the take-home message from here. Okay? I've seen people, like I said, 6 months doing the same thing and still making progress. So don't think you have to change it every week. You don't have to get crazy. So it kind of leads into that. You don't have to get crazy or silly with your workouts either. You don't have to use a BOSU ball. You don't have to use a stability ball. Those things are usually a waste of money. Now, in the PT world, physical therapy world, they can serve a purpose. But if you're trying to work on balance, if you need balance help and you are standing on one of those balls to improve your balance, I would not use that. Balance. One of the key components of balance is strength. And the stronger you are, generally, the better balance you're going to have. Trying to get really, really big, like no neck big. that's pretty big. That's gonna be how much you eat. That is going to be. So if you're really trying to get really big, just shove that food in, man. Just shove it in. That is all it's about. Let's see. Oh, I agree. Let's see. Perfect time to start. They've always said, I don't have the time. Yeah. That's a really good point, April. A lot of people, they say they don't have the time. And, okay, so here's my take on that. You're right. Everybody has time. I don't think anybody nowadays would argue with that. I think it's more of the want to. A lot of people know they have the time, they just don't want to. And I think that being confined in their house, seeing that, to your point, seeing that, 5 minutes of movement, 10 minutes of doing something is plenty. I took a group of dads through a workout this afternoon earlier, virtually. It was through Zoom. And we did 6 exercises. So we did 3 exercises back to back, each one for 30 seconds with a 30-second break. And then we did 3 more. The whole thing took maybe 15 minutes, and it was plenty, right? It was plenty. And I think a lot of people, they don't realize that, because if you're consistent with that 10 minutes a day or that 15 minutes a day, you don't always need the hour. And maybe over the course of time, you see that, okay, I actually do like working out. So you do end up utilizing an hour. But for a lot of people, 15 minutes is plenty. 5 minutes is plenty, especially if you're not doing anything now. So yeah, that's absolutely great point. Great point. Yeah, I like the purple. It's pretty good. I like sitting here so everybody can see my kids' artwork. Anybody else homeschooling during this time? And trying to work at the same time? It's awesome. I wrote a post earlier today. I can deal with the kids being home, no problem. I can deal with trying to be a teacher, and working at the same time. I can deal with it. It's stressful, but I can deal with it. You know what I can't deal with is it raining every dang day. We can't go outside. And it's not even that, it's the dogs. The two big dogs, you let them outside, they get soaked, and then they bring even when you towel them off, you can't dry them off enough. Yeah. I guess you just do what you can, right? What other questions anybody have? What other questions does anyone have? Sorry. Well, if there aren't any questions, I will let you all go for the night. Next week, we're going to talk about, like I said, setting up that program. Don't forget, every day, and I know a lot of us are home right now, every day, weekday, every weekday, my kids, my 3 kids, who are 2, 5, and 8, and I, sometimes my wife, at 11 o'clock Eastern time are going live with a workout. It's a workout that kids can do, that parents can do. It's usually 4, maybe 5 exercises. It takes 10 to 12 minutes. We have a lot of fun. It's real. It's not, the kids aren't in a line. We are having fun. It's probably exactly like what it's like at your house. I want to make these fun. So if you've got time, you want to come watch, great. If not, they're on YouTube. Also, like I said, it would be wonderful if you go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Chris Gooden Fitness. That would help me out quite a bit, and I will keep helping you all out. Have a great night. I'll talk to y'all later.